Top left.
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
Recording top left. Says obviously it says record. If you want to pause at any time.
Pause. There you go.
Right.
We're
now
away.
Now we're going. Right. So what we'll do is start the pointy in. What we'll do, we'll go through a full circuit of the van, showing you where it can connect to.
Yep.
And then we'll go inside and explain all the water system and all the appliances. Okay. What obviously you got at the front is your hitch. Obviously you're aware of. You need to take the paint off your tow ball because obviously this works on friction.
Okay.
It's a stabiliser. We won't cut everything out, so it's there to slow down the movement of urine and pitching. If you put a load of weight at the back of the van, obviously it ends up with like a dog wagging its tail, what we call snaking.
Okay.
So obviously loading is obviously important. Everything heavy, like an awning, over the top of the axle, more or less, or slightly forward. You could put it inside your vehicle if you wanted to. That's easier. Okay, so that works on friction. As I said, your tow ball needs to be clean, so grease free as well. So if you, I don't know if you tow trailers with it.
No, it's not benefit. You're right.
Okay, so if you do have a trailer, obviously if you obviously there's grease on it, do not put that cover back on when you've got grease on it, because the grease will obviously contaminate the inside of your cover.
Yeah.
So when you go and put it back on again after, if you are cleaning the tow ball, you're going to end up with grease all over it again. Okay, have you towed anything before? Not for a long time. But that there clamps onto the tow ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so that holds it onto the tow ball. That obviously lifts it off, or obviously disengages it. You've got a little button there that pops up when the tow ball's inside.
Yep.
Okay, I'll show you all that obviously when we connect to the vehicle. As it's easy to explain once the tow ball's in there. Breakaway cable. Okay, that is there for applying the brake if the caravan and the vehicle come unattached.
Yep.
Okay. Normally, what you do with this clip, you do not clip that on as it's clipped like that.
Yeah.
Because what can happen, that clip can fail before it pulls the handbrake on.
Okay.
So what you should do is clip it back on itself on the cable, probably around the tow ball if you can. Obviously, proper attaching points are better, but a lot of these tow bar companies do not provide one. What you need is a hole big enough for that to go through and come back on itself. Okay?
Yeah.
Handbrake, obvious. Jockey wheel clamp. When you take it off the vehicle, obviously you drop the jockey wheel down by loosening that, drops it down to the ground, tighten it, and you use jockey wheel to lift it up off the tow ball. Make sure that is tight. We've had a few customers where, no drop down, it's not too bad on the twin axle, it's not as, unless you've got obviously a lot of weight in the front. But it comes down, and if you imagine that wheel somewhere around here, after a shatter it's going to be expensive. So make sure that is tight before you do anything, especially if you're going to jump in. Okay, electrics, you got your two plugs. Black one does your lights, grey one, that's there to put a feed through for your fridge, a feed through for your charger for your battery as well. Okay?
Yeah.
Right, what we've got in the front of the van is your gas locker. Obviously I'll connect that all up afterwards, but we're connected to our gas at the moment. Okay, you've got an onboard regulator, which is connected to the bulkhead there.
Yeah.
You can use butane or propane on that regulator, but you're going to need a different pipe if you're going to use butane, because the pipe we've got is obviously for propane, which is the orange bottle. Okay. There is an on-off button there. You don't need to turn that on and off, it's turning it off on top of the gas cylinder itself.
Yeah.
Okay. I tend to turn that off if I'm changing cylinders, changing across, obviously an empty one to a full one. If you close that off there, obviously it keeps the pressure in the system.
Yep.
Okay. Right, happy with that bit? Okay, you've got in here is your wheel nut wrench and your winder handle. Okay, the winder handle's there to wind the legs down.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. So first thing we do, we get onto the pitch before you unhook it. Because obviously you haven't got a motor mover, so you can't manoeuvre this by hand very easy. It's going to, you can really need to use your vehicle. If you get onto the pitch, check to see if it's level side to side first. Most of the time if you're on a hard standing, they usually tend to be level side to side. Yep. Okay. The only way you can level a caravan side to side is by lifting one side or the other.
Oh, just
okay. Yeah. So either you can get these plastic ramps or blocks or whatever you want to use. Okay. So you're going to need to use your vehicle to either drive it back, reverse onto it, or obviously drive forward onto it. Okay. Once you've leveled it side to side, obviously the importance of leveling it is your sink. Obviously, what is one. Obviously, imagine you drain that side and your sink's on this angle, the water's not going to go down the hole, is it? So you're going to be collecting there. Also, your shower, obviously. Also, fridges don't like to work when they're on a slight angle as well.
Right,
okay. Okay?
Yep.
Happy with that bit?
Yep.
To level it front to back, it's usually your jockey wheel. So you just wind it up or down to level it front to back. Okay? Spirit level, obviously, very important. If you haven't got one, tin of beans can sometimes be useful. If you've got it on a fair slope, you'll see the tin rolling down the inside of your van.
Okay.
Okay? Once you've done that,
You can start stop if you want. The record everything.
It'll be like 6 hours of videos.
Yeah.
Right, once you've got level, you disconnect it off your vehicle. Once you've got it on the side to side level, obviously you can't obviously level it front to back if you still got it on the car.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you've done that, you get the legs down, so it steadies. You've got 4 steadies, one in each corner.
Yeah.
See that? There's one there, there's one on the opposite side.
Yeah.
We've got 2 at the back. We've only got just the 2 back at the back at the moment. But all you do is just wind them down, more or less touches the floor. Wind all 4 down. What I tend to do is that. You see that still a bit of movement there. Just give them about another half turn around until it's solid. Okay. They're not there for lifting the van. Okay, so if you're going to punch it, they're not a jacking system.
Right.
All they are, as they call steadies. They stop it from bouncing around when you're walking in it. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Good. What we've got here is the water connection. You can see that. What you got is a filter on the bottom there that's got an onboard plug. Sorry.
Yeah.
Obviously, make sure that's in. Obviously, that's full. You push the filter down because sometimes it can float.
Okay.
So make sure that it's pushing the air out of it as well. Push that in. See that there? The lid actually locks that connection in. So don't try and pull that out when that is in that position because it can obviously snap it off if you're not careful. Okay. This is your vent for your boiler. Okay, that's the cover for it. If you want to use it on gas, obviously the cover needs to be off, otherwise it just won't light.
Okay.
Okay, it'll just shut off. If you want to use it on electric, you can leave the cover on.
Right.
Okay, obviously the cover's there for when you're travelling really.
Okay.
Okay. Connection for your battery. Obviously you've got our battery on there at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously normally sits in there. 240 connection. Obviously you've got your cable there. Obviously we're connected to our electric as well. Always connect to the van first, then connect it to your bollard afterwards. Okay. If you connect to the bollard first, obviously you've got a possibility of a live cable. If you're walking across wet grass, you know, just that risk of electrocution. Obviously, you don't leave it like this when you're obviously on site. See that groove there?
Yeah.
Obviously that sits in there. And obviously you shut it.
Okay.
Obviously your battery's not outside either. That's obviously sits in the hole there.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wind yourself on that step. Right, what we've got here is your wastewater outlet.
Yeah.
Okay. What you've got there, you can see the grey pipes. They just push. You see that from here? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just on the top there. Then you've got 2 that plug obviously into there, and the single one goes into your waste master.
That's that
So
big
that's-
grey thing, isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah. Okay.
So that collects obviously all the wastewater. That's where I was going now. Obviously, if that's full, or if that is empty, so you realise you've got no water coming through, the likelihood is that is going to be full.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
unless you've drunk a whole 40 litres of water and not come out the other end. So obviously that drains from your sink in your kitchen, and
Yeah.
also your bathroom, shower and your sink also comes to that point there. Okay. Okay, toilet. So what we've got here, that's your reservoir for your flush tank.
Okay.
Okay, you put pink chemical in there, or small amount of pink chemical, and top it up with water.
Okay.
The only time you know it's full is when you can see it through that hole. Okay. The only time you know there's no water in your tank is when you're flushing. There's nothing coming out.
Right.
So you'll know that because all you hear is bzzz, and there's nothing coming out of the
Yeah.
toilet. Okay. This one, the waste tank. See that? There's a little yellow lever you just lift.
Yeah.
That slides out. Okay. There's just a bit of water on there.
Hope it's water.
Yeah, it is water. Yeah. See, what I probably did before was flush it and didn't open the hole. Right, so obviously waste tank. What you've got there, well, you put blue chemical in here before you start. Okay, there's a measuring jug there. Look,
Okay.
and they recommend around about 2 litres of water. Quite a bit of water you think you're putting in there.
So put blue liquid and water in there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So what that's there for is to start breaking down the nasty stuff.
I like to bottle in.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that goes. Obviously, once you've obviously filled it, you can then go and empty it. Empty that same hole as well.
Yeah.
So it's got an air bleed button there. So obviously it allows stuff to come out easier.
Yeah.
For cleaning it, you can access it. Either put water in and slosh it around, or you can access it through there and open the flap.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but obviously make sure that is closed and that's back before you push it back in.
Yeah.
Don't shake it around vigorously when you're cleaning it, because there's a little float bit underneath there, which is an indicator on top of your cistern that tells you when your waste tank's full.
Right.
If you go and lose that float, it's likely going to be emptied down the toilet empty spot.
Okay.
Okay. Normally, what you find is it's a big funnel with a big hole in the bottom of it with a brick wall around it. Do not put that lid on the brick wall. If you go tink and knock that down the hole, on the wall, there's not going to happen. You're not going to be sticking your hand down that hole either, and you probably lost it anyway. So it's best thing to put it on the floor behind you rather on that wall. Okay. And all you do is just slide it and click it back in. If it's not coming out easy,
Yeah.
the likelihood you've left the wastegate open inside. So push it back in, go inside, make sure that is shut. So I'll show you in a minute. And it should come out easy. Okay. We have also got, obviously important for winter, you need to make sure this is drained. Okay. You can flush it into the waste tank or another container if you wanted to, if you want to use it again. You can just drain the last little bit out by just pulling that plug out.
Okay.
Okay. It is very awkward in the corner because you can't get a container there to sit underneath it, so you'll have to be sitting there waiting with it kind of thing, unless you can rig something up to catch it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That battery there, that's for the indicator for the waste tank's amount. If it's full, obviously doesn't show you it's empty, it shows you it's full.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay so far?
Yep.
Good. Right.
Spare wheel underneath, is it?
Yeah, that's for your underslung. You can see that there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all you do is pull that pin out, unscrews that. You'll find it very awkward to get out.
Yeah. Okay.
Normally, it's not so bad because you've got a twin axle. You imagine if you had a puncher on a single axle this side, that drops down, that makes that even more difficult to get out.
Yeah.
I've had people say that if you know the plastic ramps you can get to level a van.
Yeah.
If you drove the wheel up onto it, it lifts it up, gives you that more access to get under there.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Right, if you'd like to go inside. Oh, I've got to put my slippers on it. But just through the door, which you're going to see because it's behind the flap, is your control panel. Okay, you can see that.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously you've also got your 240 trips. So the first thing you want to do, obviously you plug your 240 outside and come in and trip it, just to make sure the trip works. So that's your tester trip there, and just flick them off and flick them back up. If they're not staying up, obviously there's a problem you need to sort out, but they should be fine. What we've got on this side, you can see that it says car van switch. The centre is off. At the moment this is running now through the 240 to the 12 volt side. If you just work, obviously you need to work on the 12 volt side, make sure it's on the van side of the switch.
Yeah.
Okay? So you definitely switch that on when you get in. The car side of it, you can run off the battery off your vehicle if you wanted to.
Yeah.
It's not wise to do that, because obviously you flat the battery on your vehicle, you're not going anywhere, or not going home even if you want to. Right? So always put it onto van side when you start. Don't switch the water pump on straight away.
Yep.
And don't switch water heater on straight away, because obviously I've had everything all up and running. Okay?
Okay.
I'll explain that in a second. Obviously battery charger you want on, because as soon as you plug 240 and that's switched on, it will start charging your laser battery.
Okay.
Providing power to your rest of your van as well.
So do you say always leave it on that when it's on 240?
No, this is 12 volt system, this one.
Right.
Okay, so that's your 240s there.
Oh, right, okay. So
And they're running off 240.
Right.
That is your 12 volt system.
If you haven't got a hookup, you can use the 12 volt.
But always, even when you've got a hookup, always put that to van.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Right, happy with that. It's showing you voltage of your battery at the moment. I switch battery charger off. It shows the actual voltage of the battery. Because with the battery charger, obviously it's pushing the power through, charging it. So that's why it's showing a higher reading.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So first thing we normally do when we get in is get the water system up and running. We'll hang a heater on. So just underneath here, remember the vent which was outside there. You can see in this corner. See that little yellow lever there?
Yeah.
That's the drain for the water system. Okay. The position it's in at the moment is allowing the water to run around the system. If you lift it up, it allows the water to drain onto the ground outside. So normally if you've drained it previous to getting to the site, obviously when you turn up you obviously need to level that lever. Okay?
And where does it drain that from? So is
That drains all your water system,
cool,
yeah.
yeah.
So obviously mainly from your boiler as well as all the water that's going through to your taps as well.
Okay.
In the winter obviously you need to drain that. So to drain it in winter, lift it up, or even before winter, lift it up to the centre so it's standing upright, open all the taps to centre, and that will drain all the water out. What I tend to do on my last trip out is open that up as I'm travelling, or before obviously I travel home, so as it's moving, the movement of the van will obviously help it drain.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right, so to get the water in, obviously again before we switch the water pump on, see where the tap can go.
Yeah.
If you've left that open to drain it, and you forgot to shut it, you go and switch the water pump on, water's going to start coming out of there, and you could end up with water all over here, cascading onto the floor. So make sure that's in the centre, it's also switched off. Same in your bathroom,
Yeah.
make sure they're switched off and in the centre as well. Now we can Switch the water pump on, which is that button next to the car van button. Yeah.